Hello and welcome to episode 39 of the Your Way podcast. A very happy new year to those of you who are watching this when it comes out in January, and hi to those of you who are finding this at another time. So I thought we would start the year with a fun episode where I make some predictions for 2025. I have been enjoying watching some of these personally over the past few days, and I really feel like this year is going to be a paradigm shifting, big change year for many, many of us. Maybe you can feel this already. If you can feel that shift within yourself, within the collective, then let me know. Like, it's always really interesting for me to see who is kind of tuned into the same stuff that I am tuned in with. So there's not loads of things that I want to go through, but I really feel that this is going to be a year where a lot of people decide that it's got to be done their way, right? Where it's no more people pleasing, it's no more of the kind of destructive patterns of behavior, it's no more minimizing self. It's like, no, this is who I am, this is what I'm here to do, and I'm going to show up fully in my authenticity and let that out. I am feeling it massively for myself. I'm also just noticing this as a theme. So that's my kind of first prediction of the year. Much more people being bolder, unapologetically who they are, who are just really able and have the capacity to show up and say, this is me, like greatest showman style, right? Um, and I think that it's so important because I think that we are at a time in humanity where people are being called to step up and lead and create change. And so this is kind of my second prediction. I think we can probably all agree that a lot of the world is a little bit messy right now. And what I am seeing is this shift of people who actually want to make change. Not like wholesale change, like we need to change all the world right now, but in their particular pocket where life is leading them and their specific purpose, it's like I am actually being called now to do something about this. So whether that is the way the corporate system works, whether it's things like the diet industry, whether it's parenting, whether it's how we do relationships, whether it's how we show up in business, whether it's marketing, like whatever your thing is, big prediction, there is going to be a massive, massive shift in how things happen this year because more people will answer the call to step up and lead and make those changes. And you can see how these things kind of build on each other. It's like, okay, I'm being called to be more of who I am. I'm being called to step up and lead. I'm being called to step up and make these changes. And I think, again, another part of that is going to be that we are going to see a lot of revelations and a lot of truth where we kind of open our eyes to some of the ways that we have been misled, controlled, kept down, suppressed. Um, and you can see how it's almost like a domino effect because the more people that are willing to step up and lead and make a change and call out the stuff that they don't like, the more people are going to open their eyes, have a greater awareness, and then be called to do the same. And for myself, I am deeply, deeply being called to the work of having some of these challenging conversations, not to say like this is right, this is wrong, this is what they're doing, this is what they're not doing, but to start to open up these topics from a place of curiosity and critical thinking. So the systems that we're in, the structures, the rules, all of the different things that many people just accept as gospel, as it is what it is. I definitely feel this pull to just start to question some of that. Like, is this true? Could this be true? And for us to start to feel and trust into our innate wisdom, our internal guidance, our sense of what feels right, what doesn't feel right, rather than just kind of just accepting everything that is given to us as at face value. And you can expect these shifts to filter through the podcast, through my work, through my offers, because my role here at this point in time is to awaken you to your truth, your innate wisdom, all of the goodness, the innate gifts that reside within you, so that you can get out there and do your important work in the world as a leader to create the shifts and the changes that you are here to facilitate. And that only happens when I am bigger, bolder, and more of myself. So you can expect a lot more of that. I will just say, those of you who have been around for a while, the flip side of that is that lots and lots of changes are going to happen within the business. If you're on my email list or you kind of follow me on social media, you'll get the gist of some of these. I may do a separate podcast episode on it at some point. But the time critical one for you to be aware of is that my Your Way membership has changed from a membership. It was before, it was a 12-month rolling membership. You could join anytime. That is now changing. It's going to be a 12-month mastermind. The group size is going to be capped at 8. This is a women-only space. I do not only work with women, but this particular space and group is just for women. If you are called to basically the stuff that I've talked about at the start of this episode, really leaning into your self-trust, understanding yourself, knowing yourself, being clear on what you're here to do, but also having the skills and the tools to be able to do it without sacrificing yourself. So understanding health, relationships, how you want to show up at work, how you operate, managing your energy, how you live in line with the season you are in and the seasons of nature and all of that good stuff. Recommend that you just check out the mastermind information in the comments, in the show notes. If it calls to you, come and have a conversation with me. That group is going to close at the end of this month, and then we will go through as a group until the end of the year. So the only time this year that you are going to be able to join the Your Way space is in January of 2025. So if that is calling to you, check it out. But yes, so maybe come back, not to this, but come back to these predictions later on in the year. Are you noticing a shift in the collective? Are you noticing more people being more boldly themselves? Are you noticing more people stepping up and leading? And are you noticing more truth being unveiled, more people being willing to speak about the truth, the controls, the systemic issues? And if you are being pulled towards doing some of that, you need to come and have a conversation with me about the Your Way Mastermind. Because that group of 8 are going to be the change makers and paradigm shifters of 2025. Not the only ones, but they are going to be part of that space. Okay, I wish you a wonderful, wonderful 2025. May you do it all your way. And I will see you in a couple of weeks for a spectacular guest interview. There's going to be lots more interviews this year with other paradigm shifting, amazing, amazing humans. And if you think you are a paradigm shifting, amazing, amazing human, and you would like to come on the podcast, reach out to me and we can set that up. Take care, and I will see you next time.